Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Roz, VP Communications here at Akana. For those of you that are here for the very first time, let me say welcome to Akana. Welcome to the nation. We are Akana for life. This is the Diamond Factory. Diamond is our highest ranking in our company, and you can definitely learn more about that. But this is where we come like minded people to come together to be inspired, empowered, corrected, motivated, give us marching orders. All of that can take place between Monday and Friday. And so we welcome you. And today I want to share something because I, I want to share a real life story. Okay. I'm going to be transparent, a real life story. But before I do, I want to piggyback off of Coach Dan yesterday. If y'all didn't hear that yesterday, listen, you got to go back and go to your app, find the recording or something, and re listen to it. Because he shared something for me that was very, very powerful because, I like sports. And he went on a sports kick about around basketball. And I know that everybody doesn't do sports. You're not into sports. You don't know what a goal is or what a field goal is or what a touchdown is. And that's okay because that's not your thing. But being the teacher that's in me, I want to make sure that you got the latter part of what he shared yesterday. He talked about a pivot foot in the game of basketball. And I want to make sure you really got that because there was such a powerful message in that it has need of repeating. In basketball, a pivot foot is like a stationary point that you keep planted on the ground while you move around on the other foot. So here's what I want you to imagine. Imagine you're standing still and then you decide to keep one foot in place while you turn your body in different directions. The foot that stays in one spot is your pivot foot. It cannot move. In the game of basketball, it cannot move, but you can move the other foot around. Just imagine if you were to spin or twist your body using the pivot foot, but you can't lift it off the ground unless you plan to pass the ball, start dribbling, or take a shot. In basketball, if you lift up the pivot foot accidentally or somebody pushes you and you lift it up, whatever case may be, then you get a violation and it's called traveling. And so when he said that yesterday about how we're pivoting and we're doing some things differently and we're making some changes in the course of our company, but keep your pivot foot in place, don't move. It reminded me of a game back in the day, an old school game. So really, we don't tell on the age when we talk about this game. It was called Twister. Some of y'all may remember, or you may don't want to fess up to remember. But Twister, it was this big mat that was on the floor with all these colored circles, red, yellow, blue, and green, mixture of all these circles. And then there was a spinner. And whoever was playing, and usually you didn't play it by yourself or with two people. You usually had about at least four people playing the game. And when you spin the spinner, it would land on a color. And the purpose of the color was to tell you where to put your foot or your hand or a body part. I mean, I've seen people put their butt on the color, but you have to do everything without falling. That was the whole gist of the game. Especially, and see, it became difficult, especially if you had multiple players, because it would be easy to get all tangled up and you're crossing over somebody's back or you're reaching through somebody's arm. But the goal was not to fall over. And whoever was the last man standing, that would be the person that won the game of Twister. Now that I've said that, let's get to my life story. Yesterday, and this is a real life story, my life story. Yesterday, around 12 noon, our lights in our home went off. Shortly after that, the phone rang, and it was an automated message that came on my phone saying there was a problem in your area, and it said my address, and it said they were working on it, and it said the lights will be restored at 2:40 p.m. Okay, so that was 12 noon. 2:40 p.m. And then it closed with saying, "Thank you for your patience." So I decided to get something done. I already had plans on what I was going to do throughout the course of that day on my computer and the sites that I needed to get to and the internet that I needed to use. But now this messed up my whole schedule. So I decided, okay, what can I do? I'll do something using my phone because my phone has what? It has its own internet, and I can get to some websites and I can check my email and do some things and reach out to whoever I need to reach out. I can do it by phone. But the catch about that is if the lights are out, I'm fixing to use up my phone energy, right? Battery. Okay, so that's a kind of a concern. But I just decided, okay, I'm gonna get something done using my phone instead of my laptop. 2:40 came, no lights. Phone rings. Another automated message comes saying the problem is taking a little longer than expected. Lights will be restored at 4:45 p.m. Thank you for your patience. Well, of course, my battery is getting a little lower on my phone because I've been using it to get some work done. So now I decided, okay, well, it's getting kind of low. I don't want to get down all the way. I want to be able to, if my husband calls or if the light company calls or whatever. So I don't want to get all the way down. So I'm down to about 40% at this point. So I decided, okay, let me go get my iPad because it's been charged up 100%. But it doesn't already have the internet. So there's only some things I can do. So I use it for what I can do without the internet. And that was to play some games. So I'm going to play some games on it until my husband comes home from work so I can get in the car and charge up my device. So I played a game called Royal Match and Solitaire. Don't judge. Don't judge me. So 4:45 comes, still no lights. Now, fortunately, here in Houston, we've had a little rain in the last 3 days, so the temperature is not nearly as hot as it has been. And we've been at 100 degrees regularly. And that's not talking about what it felt like. But rain has come and brought temperature down. So actually, it was comfortable in the house, but still no electricity. Another automated message comes and says that they're working to restore our electricity. It will be restored at 8:30 p.m. Thank you for your patience. So now my husband is on his way home. He calls ahead of time. Do you need me to pick up something to eat? He picks up some dinner because, I can't cook because I got an electric stove, right? Not gas. There's no electricity. So he comes home. We eat. After telling my husband that it was only some houses in the subdivision, really it was only about 75 houses, my husband says, well, why'd they pick our house? How many of you wondered why you sometime, right? Don't judge, okay? He then says he's going to the store and get some candles before it becomes dark. And he asked me, did I want to ride? And I said, yeah. So I can charge up my phone and my iPad because we actually have an 8 p.m. community call, and I may have to do it from the car. So as we're leaving, we see the light company truck in front of our next door neighbor's house. So now that's encouraging because not only are they working in our area, they're working in our neighborhood, they're working on our street. That somebody ought to get that when we hang up. That's to encourage you. They are at the next door to our house. That's encouraging. The next door neighbor is actually talking to the men who work. So we leave and we go get the candles, and when we arrived at home, they were gone. And still no lights. That's not encouraging. So the neighbor's still in her car. So I asked her, what did they say? And she said, they said it's a transformer. And she was visibly upset. She told them, don't you check the transformers? That's happened before. It's too hot for this. So she went off on them. She's telling me everything she told them, right? Okay. So it was obviously that she gave them a piece of her mind. So I started getting prepared to do the Zoom in my car. Got the car running, got internet connected through my hotspot on my phone, getting my phone charged up, getting the iPad charged up. All this I'm getting ready. It's about 7:45, and the trucks appear. But this time, the trucks are in the front of my other neighbor's house on the other side of this. So they went from one side neighbor to the other neighbor, but not us. So it's like, okay, did they skip over us? Did they? Hey, our lights are out too, right? How many of you ever gone for someone? You, everybody else around you is getting blessed, getting customers, getting distributors. It's like, okay, what's going on? So I'm getting set up in the car. I joined Dr. Betty's Zoom. We do the community Zoom. And the reason it was important to me to do the Zoom was because I had guests that were supposed to be there, that were getting ready. One guest who was on his second week of doing the 21-day cleanse, and another guest that he brought who's getting ready to start the 21-day cleanse. No, how can I not be there? Which I would probably be there if it wasn't anybody, but I had to be there, right? So we're on for about an hour and the car is running and I'm charged up and I'm going, right? And I pack up later after it's all over. I noticed a call came in from the light company while I was on the Zoom. So when I get into the dark house that's lit up by candles that my husband has strategically placed in the house, I play the voicemail message that came in at 8:20 p.m. stating that they're still working and lights would be restored at 12:12 a.m. Now, if you've been listening to this discourse that I've been sharing with you, never did they say it may be turned on. They were always very positive in saying that it was going to be on at this time and that time. But every time they did not get it turned on, they always closed with the same message: thank you for your patience. Now, I'm usually a night owl, but it looks like I'm going to bed early last night, right? Because now it's kind of getting a little bit warm, but it wasn't unbearable, again, because of the previous rain. So we decide, well, what else can we do? We're going to bed. So we go to bed, and all of a sudden at 12:30 a.m., my husband jumps up out the bed. Why? Yeah, you know, the lights are on. What is the moral of this story? Keep working in the dark. Please be patient. The lights will be on. For your business, as Coach Dan said, keep your stationary foot in place while you pivot. While we ask everybody the same question, do you know your blood type? Learn this new message, Akana Nation, and why everyone needs to know. And I hope that this little life story has encouraged somebody today, because learn the new message. Everyone needs to know and be encouraged, because if it's not happening right now, keep working in the dark. And please be patient, because the lights will be on shortly. Now, let me find my brother, my diamond brother. I just unmuted you, my diamond brother, Willie Mooney. Hope you're near your phone or your mic or whatever, so you can tell us what's going on today at 1, and tomorrow, I need you to talk about what's happening tomorrow. Are you there? I unmuted you too, Crystal, because I know you can talk about it too. So I know y'all weren't prepared for that. Either one of you.
Hey, great morning, Dr. Rob.
There you go. Yes, sir.
At 1 o'clock again today, we have our usual skin and doing our user presentation, where we're actually showing people what's going on the inside of their bodies with our bioscan. And then that magic question: do you know your blood type? Well, today is the day that the community can come in and find it out. So invite everybody. Today, our 6 p.m., usual 6 p.m. is canceled because of what? We are running into Thursday, building total momentum to invite everybody out Thursday at 7 p.m. to come out and find out again all the information on learning what is your blood type. If you don't know, ask somebody. And if you don't know, be down at 411 East 35th Street. Back to you, Dr. Ross.
All right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll send out that information, sending out to the flyers concerning 1 p.m. and the 7 p.m. on tomorrow. So listen, guys, have a great Akana day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.